Gypsy Rose Blanchard is complaining as usual. In her new episode of Lifetime, she complained that she's 33 years old and she can't go to bars and clubs to meet friends. Honey, not only is that not where 33-year-olds go, period, but go to meet friends. No one wants to be your friend. As soon as Gypsy gets off parole, I think she's going to go to bars and clubs, which is funny because she had already been in bars. I don't know if y'all remember that, but there came out that people saw her at the bars and clubs and she tried to hit on a man. And she was like, do you know who I am? And he's like, no, like, who are you? And she pulled up herself on Google and that man ran away expeditiously. So girl, you already broke your parole and went into bars. And how exciting was that for you? Did you have a good time getting ran away from? But when you walk into a club, when you get off of parole for the first time, I think you're not thinking about how many people genuinely dislike you, and I think you may or may not get your shit rocked as soon as someone realizes who you are out in public without security in the club, without cameras filming. Gypsy genuinely believes that she is just a normal 33-year-old woman, that there's nothing crazy about her, she's just an average bear. She also said those words, honey, no one wants to be your friend, whether it's a bar, a club, a coffee shop, a fucking Petco. No one wants to just strike up a conversation with you and become best friends with you because they know who you are and what you are capable of. It was never gonna happen. I think that Gypsy thinks that clubs are gonna be like the Step It Up movies, and it just is mind-boggling to me to how delusional she is, that she genuinely believes down to her core, down to her soul, that she is just a normal girl, a normal young girl that's gonna go out, make a whole bunch of friends, and have this huge community of like besties that you go and do sleepovers with. Honey, everyone's fucking scared of you. And if they're not scared of you, they're just aware of the kind of person you are. They know that you're manipulative. They know you're calculated and that you're not a good friend or a good person to be around. Because if people are friends with you, they're probably going to get a lot of hate. Look at Brie with the facts. Not only is she just insufferable, period, and that's probably why y'all are friends, but Brie has like 4 supporters, like globally. Anyone that becomes friends with you gets a huge target on their back because they're automatically believed to be kind of a shitty person. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I can't fathom anyone being best friends with Gypsy and me thinking, oh, well, that one's normal. That's gotta be a good friend. That'll be good for Gypsy. No, honey, anyone that would approach you in a bar or a club to be friends with you is messed up in the head, sick, twisted, delusional, I don't know, but definitely not in touch with reality. But you cannot complain that you can't go to these places and make friends when you're the one that got out of prison and immediately went to the press. You went to TMZ, you signed book deals, you did hella documentaries in prison, you got on a Lifetime TV show, you wanted to be known, period. It didn't matter if it was for your crime or for what, but the fact that you stepped into the spotlight just took away all of your chances of potentially maybe one day having a normal life, meeting people the normal way, and having normal friends. Because as soon as you could, you wanted to monetize, profit, and malinger off of the crime of unaliving your mother. Did you forget what you did? And maybe, if you would have just gotten out of prison, not done documentaries in prison, kept quiet, kept to yourself, not tried to immediately step in the spotlight, and you genuinely tried to have a normal life, you probably could have had at least a few friends. Casey Anthony, on the other hand, will probably never have friends. But there was a small chance that if you would have shut your mouth, you would not have exposed all of the lies that you have been telling. If you would not have come out in public and tried to profit, myself, Nina, Gypsy Rose Nose, Local Monster, or not Gypsy Rose Nose, fucking Ivory Rose Nose, everyone, no one probably would have said anything about you. They would not have dug. I would not have dug to pick out your lies. If you just got out of prison and did nothing and kept to yourself, none of us would have been on your ass catching you in all of the lies and exposing the lies and manipulation that you do. You could have had that normal life. You probably could have gone to bars and clubs and people would not have recognized who you were because you wouldn't have said a peep since 2015, right? Would have been 10 years without a peep. Maybe you could have had a normal life. But when you were in prison, you put out, I want to say four documentaries in prison because you wanted your story to be known. You wanted to be known. You wanted to be famous. You wanted to be a celebrity. You are not that. You are infamous for your crime. Let's not forget that. At the end of the day, you cannot complain because you did it to yourself. You did it to yourself the moment that you messaged Nick to unalive your mother. You did it the moment that he did unalive your mother. You did it the moment you went into the interrogation room and lied and tried to blame everything on Nick and pretend that you had no idea what happened and your mother's your best friend and your mother's alive? Wait, my mother's dead? What? I didn't know that. You off rip chose to unalive someone, and then you chose to lie about it, and then you chose to blame a disabled man. That's after you manipulated a disabled man for 2 years to do your bidding, and you genuinely think that after that, plus 4 or 5 documentaries, plus a Lifetime show, plus a book, plus more documentaries out of prison, that you could have a normal life, go into normal places, and make friends. That is insane to me and just shows me how delusional and out of touch with reality you truly are. So, I'm sorry, Gypsy. I do not feel bad for you. That you can't just go into clubs and bars and you're 33 and you don't have any friends and you can't have a normal life. You never wanted one, girl. You never wanted one, and you made sure you personally solidified the fact that you could never have one. So honestly, I don't feel bad for you. Not one bit.